This NASCAR driver's rise to glory is one of the most unbelievable in modern day NASCAR. Here's why. This is Ross Chastain, an 8th generation watermelon farmer from Alva, Florida. His rise to the Cup Series has been unlike any other driver in this modern era, as he actually earned his way into a seat. Chastain's NASCAR career really began to skyrocket in the 2018 season, where in the Xfinity Series, he was somehow able to take the JD Motorsports entry, notorious for being a backmarker car, and put it on the cusp of being in the playoffs. However, late into the season, a deal was reached between Chastain and top team Chip Ganassi Racing, which would turn out to be successful as Chastain would go out and win the Las Vegas race to put himself into the playoffs. After this strong run, Ganassi and Chastain were planned to run full-time in the Xfinity Series for the 2019 campaign, but the deal evidently fell through due to DC Solar's exposure for fraudulent business practices. Now left without a ride, Chastain decided to go back to JD Motorsports, but that would also be cut short after he got a part-time opportunity with Nice Motorsports in the Truck Series, which after winning his first ever Truck Series race at Kansas with the team, he would take the opportunity to go full-time racing with them for the 2019 season, which would turn out to be a great decision, as he won 2 races, well technically 3, but one of them he got disqualified for, and he would finish second in the championship. However, his real big break was just about to happen, as the 2020 season saw Chastain get promoted full-time to the NASCAR Xfinity Series, with that season's effort coming with Team Colleague Racing, another up-and-coming team that Chastain had previously won with at Daytona, in which the team scored its first ever 1-2-3 finish. Chastain would go winless in 2020, with his closest chance at victory lane being at the Fall Darlington race, in which he would have a scuffle with Cup Series driver Denny Hamlin, which would cost both of them the win. Remember that name as it does come up again later. Despite this, Chastain would still make the playoffs and finish 7th overall. Even though he had a winless season, Chastain would be picked up once again by Chip Ganassi Racing, this time to drive full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series, replacing a retiring Matt Kenseth who replaced Kyle Larson after he thought that people couldn't hear him during an iRacing event. 2021 would be a decent rookie season for Chastain, as he finished 20th overall in points with solid runs at tracks such as Darlington, Nashville, and Coda. However, Chastain didn't know that his entire career was about to change forever, as on June 30th, 2021, it was announced that the newly founded Trackhouse Racing, ran by former NASCAR driver Justin Marks and music superstar Pitbull, had purchased all of the team's assets, once again leaving Chastain without a ride for the 2022 season. Well, that was until about a month later when it was announced that Chastain would join Trackhouse as their second driver. With a new next-gen car coming in for the 2022 Cup Series season, the playing field would be evened amongst all teams, and that was seen evidently in Trackhouse's performance, as they went from a midfielder team instantly to championship threats, as Chastain put up a night and day difference in his stats compared to the 2021 season, winning 2 races, finishing second in the championship with 21 top 10s and 15 top 5s. His season wouldn't be without some controversy though, as his aggressive driving style was making the Cup Series veterans extremely angry, and one such driver was Denny Hamlin, who throughout the entirety of the summer stretch had an intense rivalry with Chastain. But it was Chastain getting the last laugh, with him also cementing his history forever at the Xfinity 500, in which he did the Hail Melon.
Out of turn 4, he's gonna do it! He's won his way into the championship!
Let's go get us a championship.
And the fight for the points, right at the line! The one of Chastain past Hamlin!
This move was thought to be impossible to try in real life, but it ended up working just like how it did in the NASCAR video games. It took the world by storm, gathering millions of views across social media, but Chastain became the first and only person to successfully pull off the move to advance into the Championship 4, until about 2 years later when Christopher Bell did a T-Move version of the move, which didn't work at all. This career year by Chastain would then be backed up by a strong 2023 campaign, where he would once again win 2 races, one of those being the season finale race at Phoenix, but unfortunately he didn't win the title as he had already been previously eliminated. Things were seeming to be on the upside, but the 2024 season would be a giant step back in the wrong direction, as although he picked up 1 win late into the season at Kansas, the number 1 team struggled to find speed, and ended up missing the playoffs for the first time ever. His teammate Daniel Suarez did make the playoffs after winning the closest 3-wide finish in NASCAR history, and he would end up finishing 12th in the overall standings. However, there is a new bright look for Team Trackhouse in 2025, as they've recently added a third third full-time car, being piloted by Shane Van Gisbergen, a newly found sponsorship with Red Bull. As for Chastain, the goal is to rebound from a weaker 2024 campaign and return to the former glory of the 2022 and 23 seasons. Now being known as one of NASCAR's most popular drivers, the incredible story of Ross Chastain's trials and tribulations in NASCAR makes his accomplishments even more impressive.